All right. Well, as you can see, if you look at my dash camera, I am parked. It is almost 9 o'clock at night. I'm at my stop. I got an early morning appointment, so I got to be getting to bed pretty soon here. I'm tired. Um, but I made a video earlier, and it was about basically the Venezuelan gang TDA being tipped off somehow, some way. Um, so that when the ice raids came, nobody was there. They didn't catch anybody. I think well actually I think they got one person and they scooped up like 30 just illegals in the progress or process, but they didn't get the 100 or 200 that they were looking for, which was the whole point of the operation in and of itself. So we're in such a like a rapid news cycle. It's like trying to drink out of a fire hose or something. That like as soon as you see a news event, if you wait, sometimes literally minutes, it's already stale news. It's old information, and that isn't quite the case with this. But I was suspecting in my previous video that there must be some traitors, some informants on the inside of the actual federal government tipping off, possibly the news crews or the immigrant aid agencies around the area, or maybe directly to the immigrants themselves, the illegals themselves. Um, and so then, kind of scrolling through my phone, getting ready to go to bed, made some wings tonight. That was good. But I found this. I found this video. So I figured I'd play this. It's kind of tied in with the previous video, and well, let's jump into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump has just uncovered a group of traitors within our own federal government that are working to undermine the ongoing deportation efforts. Now, as I'm sure you all know, ICE is currently carrying out mass deportations nationwide, but what's currently coming to light is that there are people within our own federal government that are leaking information to not just illegal immigrants, but also to violent cartel gang members as well. And so, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a lot to talk about.
I would say so. Could you imagine being so far down the commitment rabbit hole, that, trying to flood our nation with these unknown elements, gang members, and everything else, that you would be willing and dumb enough in this new environment that we're operating under as to risk everything to tip off TDA members that ICE raids were coming? I can't even imagine. I can't imagine the insanity of what must like. What is that person's brain like? It's got to just be bubbling and crackling with insanity. I don't get it. Like, you are going to get caught. Like, this is going to get figured out. We're not operating under the old procedures that we've been operating under for like the last 10, 20 years, where basically we have a unaccountable federal bureaucracy. The FBI and CIA are going, have been basically unaccountable for anything that they've done. They could do anything they want. Um, we're turning the page of that book, and it seems like there's people in the bureaucracy in our government that they're not reading the very plain writing on the wall, and I think that it's going to. I think we're heading into mass arrests of many, many federal agents and bureaucrats, and I'm here for it. I want to see it. I'm here for it.
And by the way, we have multiple stories to cover today as well, so hey, if I were you, I'd stick around for the entire video. But okay, first off, let's take a look at what's going on in California.
So Elon
Oh, and by the way, this is a video by Matt Morris TV. His YouTube channel's Matt Morris TV. I just recently kind of found this guy about 2 weeks ago and started watching his videos, and I like how quick he is, and just gets to the point, and he makes good videos. So maybe go and give him a sub.
Musk is trying to help balance our budget, and apparently Democrats have a huge problem with that, but they don't seem to have a problem with another billionaire, George Soros and his son, whose money is
Ooh, anti-Semitism, anti-Semitism. Can't criticize.
funding a radio station, a series of radio stations that's been accused of broadcasting live locations, by the way, in Colorado, undercover ICE agents.
Now, they just rushed a deal through. The FCC just rushed a deal through where they sold this man several hundred radio stations, or gave him a controlling interest in it, something that usually takes years because apparently, like, it's got to go through the FCC, and they want to make sure that the buyers, aren't like hostile foreign entities. But apparently, he got fat. This man, the demon, got fast tracked, and now apparently, almost instantly after it happening, he's already doing this.
Locations of them.
Did you guys hear that? A series of George Soros funded radio stations have been live broadcasting the locations of undercover ICE agents. And by the way, ICE is working to enforce our federal immigration laws. So hey, if this isn't treason, I don't know what is. But okay, let's get some more.
I wonder if there's a procedure where they could like seize this. I mean, literally just seize it, not like cancel the sale. You seize the actual radio stations, or his controlling interest in the radio stations, however it is. I don't know. I wonder if there's a way that you could actually seize it and charge this man with treason and charge his organization with treason. That'd be interesting.
More information on all of this.
Here, this is really concerning. So what happened was you had ICE agents undercover doing operations in East San Jose, and part of the town known for violent gang activity. And you had this radio station broadcasting the live location, identifying the unmarked vehicles that they were in. And again, against the backdrop of Democrat leaders in Congress saying it's time for people to take fights to the street against Trump's agenda. So we have sent a letter of inquiry, a formal investigation into that matter, and they have just a matter of days left to respond to that inquiry and explain how.
So, well, I guess I hit the wrong button, so you get the background music, but that's fine. Could you imagine, like, so they say take the fight to the street. Could you imagine these soy arm fucking dirty little Antifa faggots coming out to the street and actually fucking really wanting that smoke? To me, that would be highly amusing.
How this could possibly be consistent with their public interest obligations.
So by the way, the man we just heard from was Trump's new FCC chairman, so he's the guy that has authority and oversight on any illegitimate activity that's going on the radio waves. And now I do want to say real quick, guys, if you enjoy the videos, please consider subscribing because it really does help with my daily struggle against the YouTube algorithm. But okay, now if you guys had to guess, where are these traitorous George Soros-owned radio stations getting their money from? That's right, USAID. Take a look.
In terms of USAID funding, and people are concerned about the spending here.
This really is a giant incestuous circle. This USAID, I don't believe it's like the foundation stone of the corruption, but they really, when Elon Musk and his autistic programmers went in and ran their algorithms or systems or whatever through the databases, it's really cracked open quite a nutshell here with this ridiculous spending and basically just open theft that has been happening. But it seems like there's a lot of things are getting tied back to this USAID. It's and then you'll see the madness on the street too, where they're screaming. Like, you literally have these bots out here screaming about like you're not mad at the people that like taxed you, stole your income, and then put it into this agency and like washed it through all their little all the coups that they ran with it, propped up fake media and everything else, and sent your money over, overseas for drag queen story hour and all this other weird shit that they did with it. You're not mad at the people who stole your money and committed fraud with it. You're mad at the guy who's showing you the fraud that's happening to you. You can't make this shit make sense. It's I can't get my mind around these people who they come down on the wrong side of an issue every single fucking time. And I don't understand how it happens. Like, I don't understand the mindset that you're impervious. Like the TDS, the Trump derangement syndrome, literally, it's like a shield that protects them from any kinds of like facts or logic or common sense. And it's truly amazing. I mean, if I actually believe that if we didn't live in such a structured, safe society, basically where like your meals are guaranteed, shelter's guaranteed, some form of shelter, you know, you, you could never work a day in your life, and somehow you're still gonna have a roof over your head, uh, a damn phone in your pocket, a smartphone in your pocket, and a little piece of plastic that you could swipe all month for food. And so you know, before these times, if you were unwilling to work, you just starved to death. And so if if we hadn't carved out of the wilderness such a safe and like easy society. I mean, this is humanity on easy mode. We're literally living through humanity's easy mode. It seems hard at times, like when you're working a bunch, but when you think that like you're not having to fight a saber-toothed tiger, over the kill over your mammoth kill, you're not hiding in the trees at night from predators, like some of our ancestors had to do. Like this is easy mode. This is humanity on easy mode, and these people didn't like people that were this stupid didn't make it, but we've created such a we created a system that actually allows these retarded bastards to not only survive but to like proliferate. Uh, it's amazing.
If you want to know motivation, look at this. $377,000 from USAID workers go to Democrats, 12 go to Republicans, and you wonder if there's a political agenda there. At the very least, you have to understand the concern.
Yeah, like when you look at USAID in particular, it has been operating as sort of a money laundering operation for all sorts of radical causes, everything from promoting divisive DEI to actually helping to fund some of the censorship cartel operations that are taking place across the board. So it's very interesting that this is the place where
This George Soros has done so much damage to Western civilization. It's amazing. How well I know how he's been able to do it without facing any kind of like international warrant out for his arrest, and it's because the people in power and control wanted this to happen. They wanted to weaken society. So that's how it's happened. But I mean, it's kind of like that time is coming to an end here. So it'd be interesting to see this man get his bitch ass snatched the fuck up with this nutsack, guys. Look at this. Look at the nutsacks under this fucking sicko's eyes. But yeah, snatch his fucking stupid bitch ass up, drag his dumb ass up to the fucking courthouse, and let's get it on. Let's fucking dig through every single financial transaction he's ever made and where he spent his money. Because I guarantee if you follow that money trail, you're going to find bodies, you're going to find destroyed economies, you're going to find lawlessness because he funds these radical leftist DAs that basically they get in and they refuse to prosecute crime. This man is a menace to actual civilization. This is a true anti-human scumbag piece of shit demon.
cartel operations that are taking place across the board. So it's very interesting that this is the place where Democrats have decided to go to the ramparts.
So guess what? Not only was our tax money being used by USAID to spread the woke progressive agenda around the world, but it's also been funding radio stations that are now working to protect the cartels. Guys, I have to say, as we continue day by day to peel back the layers of corruption inside of this country, we're all beginning to realize that things have been way worse than we could have ever imagined. However, with that being said, now we are doing something about it. Now that Trump is back in the White House, all of these issues are getting fixed. But okay, now I want you guys to take a look at this other story from just earlier today. Do you guys remember the Tren de Aragua gang members in Aurora, Colorado? Well, Tom Homan and a bunch of ICE agents rolled in earlier today to try to arrest all of them, but guess what happened? A bunch of illegal immigrants took to the streets, blocking off the ICE agents so that all of the Tren de Aragua gang members would have time.
Whoa, so that's something I didn't know. I didn't know that a bunch of illegal immigrants took to the streets blocking the ICE agents so that the TDA had time to actually get away. If that's true, that's insane. And it's shocking that they like just make mass arrest of the people blocking you. Change your target for the day.
Time to run away. And no, I'm not kidding. In fact, take a look.
First of all, if they're shouting and helping these people get away with bullhorns, how is that legal to get help from the people in the streets? I know they can protest, but that's not what they're doing.
You're exactly right. When they come to they cross the line of impediment, and that's why I'm working very close, starting this morning with Department of Justice, and where do they cross that line of impediment? So they may find themselves in a pair of handcuffs very soon. So working with DOJ on that, get some legal guidance on that. I'm not an attorney. I know what SecOps is about. I know what crossing that line is, but getting DOJ back up on that. So it's something we're looking at right now, Harris. We're not going to tolerate it anymore. This is not a game. When we show up these sites, this is a dangerous job for the men and women of ICE and Border Patrol and all the DOJ agencies. To have that type of interference puts our officers at great risk. Not only the officers, it puts the aliens at great risk because anything can happen when we take our eyes off the goal here. So we're addressing that immediately today. I'm addressing OPSEC today, Operational Security, and how these leaks are happening. We've already identified how this operation got leaked. I'll deal with that today.
Did you guys hear that? There was
So they've identified how the operation got leaked.
someone inside of the federal government that leaked ICE's plans to apprehend all of these Tren de Aragua gang members. And so here's the thing, guys.
Like, what kind of prison sentence does that carry? That's gotta, like, that's... I'm looking forward. I will make a video whenever the Frog March happens of this stupid motherfucker who did this. I'm gonna make a video about that.
As of just a couple weeks ago, with Trump's executive order, all of these illegal immigrant and cartel gangs are now terminologically terrorist organizations, which means providing assistance to these terrorist organizations carries a very hefty punishment. As far as I can tell, up to 15 years in a federal prison.
So it's not just you're aiding and abetting illegals from being detained. Because we classified them as terrorists now, these cartels and these foreign gangs, you're literally assisting known terrorists. Wow. Yeah, it sounds like somebody's probably got themselves into a fucking world of hurt.
And so, hey, let me ask you guys a question. All of these radio stations, government leakers, and people clogging up the streets to prevent ICE from detaining cartel gang members, terrorists, would you say that they need to be held accountable? Because between you and me, I sure would. I think that all of these people seeking to undermine the United States of America have just gotten so used to there being no punishments or penalties for this type of behavior that they just have become emboldened, like they can do this stuff and just get away with it.
This is 100% what's happening. These are people that have never known consequence. This is something I said about one of these dumb white liberal ladies in a previous video. Is these people have actually literally never had to face any ramifications for their behaviors when it comes to these basically just thwarting authority, flouting the law. They've never had to actually answer for that. And so I don't think that that part of their brain, it literally isn't even activated. The part that tells you, hey, what I'm doing right now is pretty fucking stupid and it's going to carry massive consequences that I'm not ready to fucking pay. That part of their brain isn't even activated. There's literally no electrons going to that part of their goddamn brain. So it's they have no survival instinct when it comes to being a little bit more undercover, being smarter about what they're doing. They're just right there out in the open doing it. And I'm going to love watching these fucking idiots get exactly what they got coming to them. I'm looking forward to the mass arrest of these fucking retarded bitches.
And so, given that's the case, and it very clearly is, I think the only way to really tackle this issue is to be heavy handed with all of this stuff. A very clear message has to be sent that you don't get to support terrorist organizations and get away with it. You will be punished for doing this. We are a serious country, and we are not going to tolerate this sort of behavior anymore. And then to top all of that off, as if all of that stuff wasn't bad enough, we have 5 to 10 state governors in our country that have vowed to do everything they possibly can to impede ICE, promising to protect all of the illegal immigrants within their states. And so, hey, once again, this subversive anti American behavior is in direct violation of not just our federal immigration laws, but also very clearly against the will of the people. In fact, there's a very clear reason why we all just put Trump back in the White House to put an end to this sort of anti American nonsense. Now, luckily, on her first day in office, Trump's new Attorney General Pam Bondi said she'd be cutting federal funding from any of these sanctuary cities or sanctuary states that are harboring illegal immigrants and cartel terrorists. So, what that means is that all of these sanctuary cities and sanctuary states are going to have to make a choice. What do you value more, illegal immigrants or federal money? And I personally have a feeling that they're going to choose the money. I also have to say, this term sanctuary city is just so freaking ridiculous. These cities have turned out to only be sanctuaries for criminals and gang members. God forbid you want to raise a family or walk down the side of the road when it's dark out and actually feel safe. No, it's not a sanctuary for you, only the criminals. But so I have to say, guys, it's so nice to finally have a president.
All right, so I think that we're heading into some pretty good times here. I'm loving the the speed at which we're tearing all this down. I'm loving it. And it just 6 months ago, all this seemed impossible. Like, and I get the point that that was kind of what they were going for, is for this all to seem impossible, for it to seem, to dishearten us. But I'll say that like the last 2 weeks, I've felt more hope um, than I've felt in a very long time. And for probably one of the first times in my entire adult life, I don't feel like my government is at war with me. It's actually uh, starting to move to protect my interest. We have a long way to go, but I feel like we're trending towards the right direction. So with that, I just want to make that quick video, which it looks like 23 fucking minutes. It's not that quick of a video. Um, I need to take my ass to bed. It's been a long goddamn day. I've already been up for 18 hours. So I am tired. I'm going to bed because I have to be up at 5 in the morning to go deliver cans of beans to this place. So with that, I'm going to jump off. If you liked the video, consider giving me a subscribe, thumbs up, whatever, all that bullshit. Comment down below. I'm sure you won't, but if you do, I appreciate it. And if I have the time, I'll get around to reading it. And with that, that's going to be the end of it.